Namaste and welcome to the phase of Libra. We're currently in the Northern Hemisphere well into autumn and the wind's definitely picking up. And it's quite interesting in this sign of the balance, things are starting to not be so balanced. And it's striking me how when we go into a certain astrological sign, we're actually challenged on almost the opposite of what it is. So obviously the ultimate position within Libra is complete balance. And what do we mean by balance? We don't just mean simply having a good work-life balance, although obviously that's part of the whole. But the esoterical deeper reality of balance is a balance between the spiritual and the material. And there within the middle, we have a point of balance. There's also, on the horizontal of this, this cross, if you like, the past and the present, so living in the future and not ruled by the past and not ruled by the future. So these two extremes, the spiritual, which is representative of the masculine, and the physical, which is representative of the feminine. So somewhere in the middle we find our point of balance. And it's interesting to look at our two different gender types. Obviously, things are greatly changing now. It's the way that we look at what gender is. And we are moving towards this point of balance, that actually the masculine and the feminine is within either gender, and that both have its place in each gender and how they operate. Obviously, the nurturing aspect is normally a strength of the female, and the kind of the doing is a natural aspect of the masculine, but both are needed. And somewhere within the middle, like if a man was just purely an extreme man and a woman was an extreme woman, then we wouldn't find this meeting point in the middle. So we can go too far the other way as well. You know, when we, as women, we try to be too masculine in the sense of trying to do, and actually we're not naturally drawn to that place. Now, just footnote here, we all have a different balance point. So one woman or one man's balance point amount of feminine and masculine would be different to each person. So it's important to listen to our inner truth of actually where is our balance point within that. And then as a society to accept all balance points, you know, because that point in the middle between the spiritual and the physical is actually where the soul resides. So if we're expressing as our soul expression, then we're living our truth. And if everyone's living their truth, the world is filled with purpose and actually free from disease. You know, dis-ease in the body is actually only caused when the soul is out of sync with the personality, that threefold aspect of physical, emotional, and mental part of ourselves. So if we can all individually find that balance point of operating as a soul, then collectively the collective soul functions and we find greater harmony. And this aspect of Libra also represents kind of the law system, justice. And, you know, one extreme of justice and law is a top-down, you know, you must not do this and you must follow the rules. And then the other side is actually from within a kind of a self-awareness and compassion for living and consciousness and harmlessness. You know, so actually, if we were all living in that place, there would be actually almost no need for this top-down of, well, you know, don't kill people. It's not a nice thing to do. When actually we would know within, you know, what was right and what was wrong, and obviously those are also human constructs. So this meditation today in Libra is about bringing a balance between the two great forces, the physical, that mother aspect, and the spiritual, that father aspect, and resting in the consciousness of our soul, neither in the past nor in the future, simply here, now, in the present. So find yourself in that comfortable seated position. Let's bring about some real balance in our lives. So close your eyes. And as always, just draw your awareness to your breath. And start to lengthen it. Exhaling, remembering that we're in that autumn phase of shedding. So maybe squeeze out a little more breath. And then inhale, take in a little more. Filling right to the top of the lungs, and then exhaling from the top of the lungs. Allowing the sides to fall, squeezing in the belly. Squeeze out a little more that we don't need. And as we're trying to just breathe and watch our breath, just notice where your thoughts are residing. Are you distracted by something? Are you worried about the future, or are you caught up in the past? And bring yourself into the present. And just see emotionally how you're feeling. And any of the negative emotions like fear, or worry, or anger, or disgust. Just letting them go with the exhale. And any of the positive emotions like joy or love, just bringing them into your heart, into the center of peace. Now this is the center of your axis. Your heart is your center. So focusing your awareness through your third eye into your heart. And just see how your heart feels. See if you can remain there. Can your mind remain there? Can your emotions be brought to that point of stillness? And from that point of stillness, extend your roots down through your spine to the base of your body and in to the earth, into all that is physical. Always remembering that this part of ourselves is real, not rejecting the physical. We still need to look after this physical body, even though we are spiritual beings having this physical existence, using this vehicle to manifest the soul's purpose. And really connecting down to that Mother Earth, feeling your roots spreading, thankful for all the nourishment that you have in food, in breath, in water, in emotional joy and love that you receive, and physical experiences of taste and touch and sight and sound. And drawing that energy up through your spine, up through the crown of your head, opening through the crown into the infinite spiritual. And open up to all. See how white, see how pure, see how untangible that spiritual aspect is. That's life, that's light, that ignites every atom of physicality in your body. Gives it consciousness, makes it you, unique, perfect. Allow yourself to be inspired. That balance between your inner and outer world, so important to keep us healthy. And without that balance, our physical suffers because the flow of energy through our etheric body is blocked. If our soul can't fully express, we get blocked. Stagnation happens in the physical. So just allow that energy, that light from the spirit to flow through your body. Noticing where it gets blocked and imagining it starting to release and open up and clear. Feel your whole body saturated in that white light. Now, the spirit realm is really hard to interpret, and that's why we have soul. The soul interprets it and makes it almost understandable. As we return our focus to the heart, just notice how you feel here. Keeping those eyes closed, looking within and just feeling the vibration of the keynote of Libra, which is, I choose the way which leads between the two great lines of force. The way which leads between the two great lines of force. The two great lines of force. Feeling that pull of the mother and the pull of the father. And draw both energies back into your heart. Grateful for both, but operating as a whole. Fully charged by the spirit, but very much present in this moment in the physical. And setting your intention. How can you bring that balance into your life? Daily meditation maybe just a little bit more time for you. Maybe a little more forgiveness of yourself, of others. Maybe more receiving or more giving. Maybe a little more mindfulness to keep ourselves in every moment. Maybe just a simple intention to remain harmless. And then bring your hands together at heart, sounding Om 3 times in your head, your heart, and your core. Taking an inhale and exhale. And inhale for those 3 Oms. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste.